Let's go next as we take phone calls. Let's go back to Rhode Island. Let's go to Jen from Providence, Rhode Island.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Jen.
All right. Is it on speaker? Weird. All right. So I have a question. I know that you're interested in social and history and everything.
Sure.
Have you looked into what happened after the 1918 pandemic? How there was a similar kind of labor shortage and how workers used it to demand higher wages, and there was kind of a social movement going on, and then the Teamsters rose up. Do
That's
you think
very
we're kind
interesting.
of yeah, do you think we're kind of repeating history with that and we might be able to use this to our advantage to get better wages?
Yes. In fact, I did a story on the Wednesday show about the spread of strikes and worker protests across the country and made the point that the pandemic may have generated the, ideal maybe is a little too much, but favorable conditions for workers to use newfound leverage to demand better working conditions and better wages. Now, as far as 1918 and the flu, I did not know. I've studied the 1918 pandemic a bit, and we've done one or two interviews about it. I didn't know about the impact there on strikes and worker rights beyond just it was the tail end of the progressive era during which we saw activism for wages and better working conditions. But as ushered in by the pandemic, I wasn't familiar with that, and I will look into it. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and it was kind of the same thing that what's going on now. There was a huge wage gap, and those workers that for the first time were able to afford things like automobiles and appliances that were
Yeah.
just coming into existence, the middle class rose to be until the 1929 when the stock market crashed. So I kind of wonder, we're at the same wage gap that maybe we could kind of make up some of the space
Yeah.
like what they did 100 years ago.
That I mean, it's possible, and we're going to keep following these strike movements and see what they develop. And I would, from a self-centered standpoint, I would love that. And a lot of times people say, David, I don't understand. Like, why are you saying it would be good for you for workers to earn higher wages? Like, what? How does that affect you? And as I've explained so many times before, the way I earn money is by people getting memberships on my website and buying the products and services sold by my advertisers. That's how I make money. If an advertiser does well, they buy more ads. And so if more people have disposable income, they're not living paycheck to paycheck. That's dramatically growing the pool of people that can afford to get a membership or buy something from an advertiser. So I am thrilled about these protests because I think that they're the right thing and that workers deserve rights. And also from a selfish standpoint, as an entrepreneur, it's great for me as well. And so I don't get the wholehearted opposition that we see from so many places.
Yeah, I'm in the similar boat as that. I'm a waitress, and people are going to tip more if they have the little
Exactly.
bit of extra money in their pocket.
Absolutely. It's demand side stimulus. And whether you know that that's what it is or you don't, working people understand that. When people have more money, it's also better for me.
Yeah, and just better for the economy overall
Sure.
and better for, depression, things like that. People are just
Absolutely.
happier.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you. You are my favorite YouTuber. And hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. So this is a good early birthday
All
present.
right. Happy early birthday, Jen from Providence. Great to hear from you. Really, really strong phone calls today. It's actually shocking me.